This video is made for the man who feels like he's trying his best to make everyone happy in his life. In fact, he's taken on more and more projects, more and more responsibilities. He's said yes to a lot of things, but he really hasn't left any time for himself. And he's feeling exhausted, he's feeling depleted, and he's feeling like he doesn't know how he's going to get all these things done that he's committed to. So this conversation came up in our weekly call on Monday night. We were talking about how one man in particular who is working really hard at work, he was trying to figure out how he could manage everything that he's committed to and also maybe even take on more in order to demonstrate his value, his worth, and really show that he could do a good job. It's one thing for a man to want to do a good job, to commit himself to something, and to really be able to perform at a high level. It's another thing for a man to continually feel like he's not doing enough in order to please other people. And if you take this and you take it into the laboratory of the mind and you start to say, well, what if I had 20 things to do? What if I committed to 20 things? Could I do that? Maybe. What if I committed to 40 things? Could I do those things? Maybe, right? If I was organized and got up early and really applied myself. But what happens now if you have 80 things to do, or 160 things to do, or 320 things to do? It just doesn't scale. At some point, we don't scale. And if we're always giving to everyone else, but not giving to ourselves, then what's going to happen is at some point we are going to feel exhausted. We're going to feel depleted. In fact, we're going to start telling ourselves a story that we're doing everything that we're supposed to do. And we're going to look around us and start asking ourselves, why aren't other people doing what they're supposed to do, right? Because we're working so hard, we're actually going to resent what other people do. In fact, we're going to start judging what other people do. So not only are we going to judge ourselves lacking, but we're also going to judge other people and be frustrated and confused and resentful at them as well. So here's what I offered up some advice to him on the call, some food for thought. I said, have you ever read The Richest Man in Babylon? This is a book, I'll put a link in the description, that talks about, it's a kind of a story-based book where this man is encouraged to put a certain percentage of his earnings away every time that he earns something. So the number itself isn't important. It could be 10%, 20%, 50%. The concept is that if you've spent all your time and energy, your lifeblood earning something, then you should put yourself first, put yourself at the head of the line in order to receive the benefits of it, the financial rewards of it. Most people these days will pay all of their bills and then whatever's left over will be theirs, and they'll probably blow that on something in order to make themselves feel better, and then they'll go back to work and repeat that over and over again. The concept in this book was that treat yourself like you are a bill, like you've received a bill from yourself in the mail, and you're going to put money aside for you first. Then from there, pay all your bills. And if you find that your budget is out of whack and you need to make some adjustments, do so. But make sure that you're a priority. Now, this isn't a financial conversation. I'm not trying to give you financial advice. What I'm saying is we can do the same thing with our own time, effort, attention, energy. We can do that with self-care. We can say, you know what, I'm willing to show up for all of these things in my life, these people in my life, my wife, my kids, my work, my friends, my coworkers, my family. I'm willing to show up for all those people. However, in order for me to be healthy, in order for me to be happy, in order for me to not be judgmental and resentful and just exhausted and depleted, I'm going to put me at the head of the line. I'm going to pay me first, meaning that I'm going to ensure that I take time for me. I wrote this down, I have some notes here. I said, we don't scale. We want to be strong enough, but there's a limit to the work and we'll always be there. So, there's a limit, and I'm sorry, I'm reading that weird, but there's a limit And the work will always be there. The work, the commitments, the needs of someone else will always be there. It never ends. So why not value ourselves enough to give ourselves what we are so willing to give everyone else, and stop barely surviving on the leftovers, the scraps of our time, attention, care, and money. This is what we do, right? We kind of take the table scraps of whatever's left over. We sacrifice ourselves to this degree. Now, I'm not talking about being self-centered or selfish in an unhealthy way. I'm actually talking about a healthy way. Just like on the airline when they tell you to put your own oxygen mask on first before you help your neighbor. We want others to value us, to appreciate us, to respect us, to care for us. So why not go first in doing this for ourselves, what we're asking others to do for us? Why should someone else, with their own human concerns, insecurities, and challenges, spend more time, effort, energy giving us what we aren't giving ourselves? We are willing to give it to everyone else. Why not ourselves? Right? So if you find yourself in this place where you're just depleted, where you feel exhausted, where you feel confused and frustrated and resentful, and maybe you're judging other people's behavior and you're judging yourself lacking, and you're just in this really negative space, and it's starting to bring your energy down, and it's starting to affect your relationship with your wife and with your kids and with your friends and with your coworkers, and everything and everyone around you sucks. Maybe it's time to take a step back, take a breath, and reevaluate how you are spending your time. You get to choose how to manage you. Nobody else is in control of you. Anything that you've agreed to, you've agreed to. So this is the time to step back, take that deep breath, slow way down, and say, what's important to me? What's important to me is being healthy and happy and whole, and giving that version of myself to the people in my life instead of giving the confused, frustrated, resentful, exhausted, depleted version of myself. Okay, that's what I have for you today. If you need any help with this, if you want to talk about any of this, if this is going on in your life and you don't know how to unravel the hairball, reach out to me. There'll be a link in the description. Let's talk. Okay, have a great day.